Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and today we're going to move to the sacral chakra. As I said, these chakra cards come from the Triple Goddess Tarot by Isha Lerner, and sacral chakra is situated around our navel. They say like it's 2 fingers down from the navel, but it's the area of our belly, of our reproductive organs, of our lower back as well. And it's called in Hindu, it's called, or the Sanskrit name, it's called Svadhisthana or Svadhisthana. I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly, but that name means sweetness, and this chakra is a creative seed of sweetness in our lives. So it's connected to pleasure, it's connected to our creative energy, it's created to the flow, to movement of things, and to anything that makes us feel good and makes us be in the flow. So it's sexuality also, it's nurturing, it's movement, it's change. So everything comes and goes. And this chakra represents our creative energy. So very often when this chakra is weakened, we don't feel creative, we don't feel like we can change things in our lives. We don't know what feels good. We cannot allow ourselves to feel the pleasure. Sometimes we stop ourselves from feeling pleasure. So this chakra is associated with the functions of our reproductive organs. The sacral chakra is described as the subtle energy seat of sexuality. So often any sexual issues, impotence, or problems with sex, or overdoing the sexual aspect of life, it's pointing towards imbalance in this chakra. It's associated with the gonads and reproductive system organs, in addition to the urinary bladder, large and small intestines, and appendix, and the lumbar vertebrae. So all these physical issues with these organs would have pointed towards some imbalances in this area. From a psychoenergetic standpoint, the sacral chakra is associated with the expression of sensual emotion and sexuality, and also with the expression of creativity. The sacral chakra leads us from basic existence to help us embrace what makes life worth living. And here are some questions for the self-examination. It comes from this book by Salvatore Battaglia from Perfect Potion. So the question for self-examination about the sacral chakra: how do you define creativity? Do you consider yourself a creative person? Do you follow through on your creative ideas? Do you often direct your creative energies into negative paths of expression? Do you exaggerate or embellish facts to support your point of view? Are you comfortable with your sexuality? If not, are you working toward healing your sexual imbalances? Do you use people for sexual pleasure, or have you felt used? Do you honor your own sexual boundaries? Do you have an impression of the divine as the force that exerts justice in your life? Are you a controlling person? Do you engage in power plays? Are you able to see yourself clearly in circumstances related to power and money? It's like second house in astrology, connected to Taurus and to our values and to our sexuality and to finances, because often money is the expression of how we treat ourselves. Does money have authority over you? Do you make compromises that violate your inner self for the sake of financial security? So often we are in relationships that are not very good for us, but for example provide us with physical stability, with money, and that's when we kind of sell our spirit for the sake of stability, physical stability. How often do survival fears dictate your choices? Can you master your fears about finances and physical survival, or do they control you and your attitudes? What goals do you have for yourself that you have yet to pursue? What stands in the way of acting upon those goals? And then positive actions that we can take to strengthen the sacral plexus, the sacral chakra, is having hot aromatic baths. So this is like the pleasure aspect. Have a deep tissue massage when somebody can really nurture your body and you feel the touch of the hands and the oil. Experience balanced sexuality. So the sexuality can be sacred, it can be pleasurable, it doesn't have to be, it can be wild and sexy and pleasurable, but see where your borderline lies. Use essential oils that are deeply sensual and warming in nature. And we're talking here about sandalwood, sweet orange, cardamom, lang lang, patchouli, jasmine, rose, or any chakra blend that is connected to this chakra. Listen to music with a bounce or that flows, so the flowy, beautiful kind of taking us on a journey music. Wear or carry orange items, or for the stones here they suggest carnelian, orange topaz, copper. Yeah, that's good stones. Carnelian is really cool for this chakra. You can also work with citrine or this chakra, even though it's more or less solar plexus, but it's also beautiful. Also bloodstone, I think it's very cool. This chakra would have to do with our expression also. It connects to the throat, the more balanced this one is, the probably better working the throat chakra will be as well. And here's this Native American proverb: may your life be like a wildflower, growing freely in the beauty and joy of each day. So let's move to the Dead Chickies Sacral Chakra spread. This has 5 cards. I'm going to use the Aura Soma Tarot for change. The first question represents the sacral chakra. The second card, how to better channel creative energy in my life. The third one is a practical way I can deepen my relationship to this chakra. The fourth one is a way for me to balance the chakra. And fifth card is the result of the balancing. So as usual, I'm just going to focus on the energy of my sacral. And I'm going to pick 5 cards at once. I'm just going to ask the questions again. So represent my sacral chakra. How to better channel creative energy. A practical way I can deepen my relationship to this chakra. Way for me to balance the chakra. And the result of balancing this chakra. Okay, so represent the sacral chakra. As I pulled Queen of Cups. It's interesting because in the course I've done, the sacral chakra was still connected to fire element. But in many systems it is a water element place when there's this fluids and movement happening. So from this perspective of this system, the sacral chakra as being a Queen of Cups, a watery queen, and being able to feel the pleasure. The dolphins are the pleasure animals. That's the only animals that have sex for pleasure. Having an open heart towards it, being connected to this feminine ebb and flow of life. I think this chakra seems to be quite well empowered in me right now, and how to better channel creative energy. So this is a Queen of Pentacles. So I think, well, maybe through crystals, work through crystals. I love it, how to better channel it. I think, wow, that's pretty cool. So basically to channel it through earth element. So use crystals as I do. It's very like pink and purple, so the spiritual element, that it's rooted in the earth, so bring the spirit into matter. And I think the stones can help me to channel the energy of the sacral chakra a lot. But took wings, so it's quite nurturing, and in this respect maybe I'm being also quite nurturing to myself. A practical way I can deepen my relationship to this chakra. And yet again, it's a little bit similar. So this is Eight of Wands, and this card often speaks about the need to see the spiritual in the mundane, and to bring spirit to matter, and to connect the two sides to the story, and to express the physicality, and express the spirit in physicality. So Eight of Wands, it's also about change. So a practical way to deepen my relationship, it's to actively actually connect the spiritual and the physical, and know that this is a constant ebb and flow, you know, of those two forces. It's not one or the other, but the two connected. A way for me to balance this chakra, and this is Tower Return. So this is a Glastonbury tour. Maybe I should go there. Oh, that'd be so cool. I haven't been there yet. But this is about kind of a holy grail and slaying the dragon. I think of that this is Archangel Michael, and also the tower. But tower in the positive sense is to having the awareness of the spiritual, channeling the spiritual energy through my body. You have to have strong body to be able to be a vessel to the spiritual energy in a conscious way. So this is very active. So how I can balance, the way for me to balance the chakra is to constantly be open and to the spirit, and actually to knowing what I'm fighting for, to know where my true fights lie. It's not going instinctively for anything, or just destroying stuff, or constantly transforming, but to transform things in awareness. And because it is still an instinctual chakra, to know that some of the instincts can be transformed, and some have to be acknowledged and really incorporated. But you know, like being this channel and finding a sacred place also, maybe in nature, that would be a great way for me to balance it. And a result of balancing is the Hierophant. So that's empowered solar plexus and empowered base chakra. So it's like the sacral is in between these two. And as soon as I don't blindly follow my instincts, but really know where it comes from, I become the Hierophant. So that's the result of balancing. I will be in some form of control of this energy, and I will know how to use it wisely for the good of other people as well. Alright, so that was the sacral chakra. Good luck with your chakras, chakra work. If you need a reading from me, just check the link to my Etsy shop, or just connect with me through email. I'll be happy to answer questions, or if you have any specific problem, I'd love to read for you, so just connect with me. Thanks for watching. Bye.